What if the guidance you've been searching for has been here all along, not missing, not lost, just wrapped in a language you weren't ready to hear? What if the answers were never buried in the past, but patiently waiting on the far side of who you are becoming? There's a version of you, steadier, clearer, deeper, a version that already carries the wisdom you're still chasing. And right now, that version is reaching through time, not to fill your mind with thoughts, but to awaken your remembrance. Then comes the moment, quiet but unmistakable, when something inside begins to shift. The noise fades, not because the world has changed, but because your center has. You feel it in the pause between thoughts, in the stillness that asks for nothing, but somehow gives you everything. That instant is no accident. It is alignment, a thread pulling you back to yourself, one breath at a time. This message isn't coming from outside. It's not here to persuade you or impress you. It rises from the silence you've been avoiding, from the peace you've mistaken for emptiness, from the stillness you've been afraid to trust. And if you listen closely, you'll hear it, the whisper of who you're becoming. Not loud, not urgent, just present, like a memory from a future you haven't lived yet. It's there, in the space between the inhale and the exhale, where something inside you says, wait. That's your future self speaking, not to hurry you, but to deepen you, not to change your mind, but to open your awareness. This isn't about racing towards something far ahead. It's about meeting the part of you that already exists, beyond this very moment, the part that knows stillness has value. Right now, you may feel suspended, not who you once were, not yet who you're becoming. That in-between space is not a mistake. It's a crossing. Your future self knows this stretch, the tension, the doubt, the friction, but it also knows what this season is shaping. The silence around you is not emptiness. It's construction. Unseen hands are building you from the inside out. Not all growth arrives with noise. Some transformations are sacred, precisely because they are silent. You don't need to see the ending to trust the path. There is a wisdom that doesn't need proof, only trust. And your future self holds that trust. It's already living in the reality. Your present self is just learning to believe in. It remembers the uncertainty, the hesitation, the longing for clarity, and it watches you with compassion, not waiting for perfection, but honoring your courage to keep moving. This moment, right now, is not a detour. It's the meeting point where timelines bend toward intention, where your energy begins to match the life that's been waiting for you. But you cannot force it. The seed does not bloom because you demand it to. It blooms because it's ready. And readiness comes from presence, not pressure. Your future self wants you to stop running, not because you're failing, but because you are already enough. There is nothing wrong with not knowing, nothing broken in the pause. The moment before becoming is not failure. It's sacred stillness, gathering your next strength. Don't fear the slowness. Don't resent the quiet. Your future self is not far away. It's here, in the pause, waiting for you to remember that becoming doesn't start with action. It begins with awareness. And once you've stood still long enough, something returns. It doesn't crash in. It rises like warmth, seeping back into cold hands. It's the voice you forgot you had, the one that spoke in instincts before the world taught you to doubt. That voice is your future self. It doesn't command, it resonates. You recognize it, not because it tells you something new, but because it reminds you of something ancient. For too long, you've been trained to doubt your own knowing, to trade truth for approval, to silence your guidance for the comfort of something louder. But your future self doesn't join that performance. It speaks only in truth, steady, uncluttered, calm. And the more you listen, the more you can tell the difference between noise and knowing. It arrives in fragments. Don't rush. Breathe. You're okay. Those words carry more weight than 1,000 opinions because they rise from clarity, not survival. You're not being asked to invent truth, only to clear space so you can feel it again. Your future self never left. You just stopped hearing it under the weight of proving, achieving, pleasing now. As that weight loosens, you hear the voice again, in the pause before saying yes to something that feels wrong. In the sigh, when you take off the mask, it says, yes, that's it. Come back. This is not about becoming someone else. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you to forget. And that's how the path changes. Less striving, more allowing, less forcing, more listening. You begin to trust what doesn't make sense to the mind, but feels undeniable to the soul. And that is the language of your future self. It doesn't push. It doesn't demand. It simply reminds you of your original rhythm, the one you moved to before you ever questioned your worth. You start creating from alignment, not exhaustion, from wisdom, not from fear. And here's the miracle. The voice never changed. You did. You slowed down enough to hear it. You quieted the world enough to remember your own tone. Now, it shapes how you move, how you choose, how you live. And when that voice grows louder, you stop needing to know when. You stop demanding life show up on your schedule. Your future self invites you to trust the timeline that can't be mapped, but can be felt. It knows divine timing is never late. It's layered, unfolding through synchronicity, not speed. The rhythm of your becoming is already playing, and your future self dances to it, effortlessly. The restlessness fades. The need to rush disappears, because now you understand what's growing beneath the pause. You haven't been abandoned. You've been aligned in stillness. It's hard to trust what you can't see, but every transformation asks for faith. The cocoon must close before the wings can form. And in that darkness, your future self whispers, keep going, keep trusting. What you can't see is already working for you. You are being prepared, not punished. The longer it takes, the deeper it roots. Some blessings arrive so quietly, they feel like nothing, until everything changes, and your future self knows it. That's why it moves through life as if the answer is already yes, because it is. You don't have to grasp for what's yours. You only have to clear space for it. Love, peace, purpose. They're not prizes to win. They're the natural result of living in alignment. Ease comes, not from escaping difficulty, but from no longer resisting truth. You release the tension. You stop forcing the wrong doors. You stop begging for alignment, and you allow it. And that's when you realize your future self was never separate. It was here, waiting, in the space that opens when you stop striving and start receiving. You are becoming, not through loud declarations, but through quiet choices, through grounded presence, through the gentle return to yourself when you used to run away. Your future self sees it. It's lived it. And now it speaks through your stillness. Becoming isn't something you achieve. It's something you remember. You're not chasing a distant ideal. You're embodying the truth that was always yours. You stop apologizing for existing. You stop shrinking to fit someone else's story. You begin to write your own. Your becoming is not about being noticed by others. It's about being recognized by yourself. And the message from your future self is clear. You are already enough. The you who chooses truth over image, peace over approval, soul over struggle. That version is not far ahead. It's here. Now every time, you choose faith over fear. This is the return. Not to what you were, but to what you've always carried. Becoming is not a finish line. It's a frequency. Your future self has already mastered it. Not because life got easier, but because it finally made sense. You never had to prove your worth. You only had to stop forgetting it. And now, life reflects what your soul has known all along. Your timing is divine. Your path is sacred. Your unfolding is perfect. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not lost. You are the message. You are the unfolding. You are living proof that presence changes everything. Your future self is not a fantasy. It is the voice in your spirit saying, "Keep going. You're almost home."